Hey babies, I have 2 jars here and I've used them over and over and over. I've used them for multiple things, so it gets either used for one thing or it gets used for another. But the recipe calls for either a screw top jar, which was a Tostito dip jar, or a candle type jar, something you can put it in and it's going to seal automatically. So I got both. And what's in there is bay leaves. You buy them in the grocery store section in the seasonings. These are bay leaves. So that olive oil that I told you about in my previous video, Capri Tree blended canola oil and extra virgin olive oil, I'll take some bay leaves and put them in a jar. And whether you put them in a jar and it's empty or put them in a jar when it's full with the oil, either way it's only going to soak down when it gets ready to soak down. So anyhow, I take it and pour it into this jar and I fill it up. And the leaves, as you add them, they'll start sinking down to the jar. Now, the recipe says to have some type of tightening jar, which I have. And you put it in there for 10 days. So you got oil with bay leaves in it for 10 days. After that, you take you a cotton ball or roll up some tissue and dip it in there and put it on your aching body part, whether it's your knee, your elbow, or whatever. And that's just a way that I try to control my pain. I am trying to do the holistic way. And the reason I'm trying to do the holistic way is because when you go to the doctors and you got whatever wrong, I got a list of shit wrong, but when you got a lot of stuff wrong with you, it's depressing one. So that's on your mental. That fucks with you on your mental. If you got PTSD like I do, then that fucks with you on your mental. If you got anxiety, that's like your emotion, you know. So, since the pain bothers me so much, I pour my oil in this and I let it sit 10 days. Now, when you let it sit 10 days, I don't know what's in these bay leaves. I don't know if it's something that's natural, something that was infused in there. I don't know how it's in there, but I don't know, it's like little stones will be in this grease. Now, me, I'm a ghetto motherfucker. I do a lot of ghetto ass shit. So, for me, if I'm going to use this oil, I'll take a little oil and pour it out into something or on a cotton ball or whatever, and then I'll put it on my body, opposed to putting the cotton ball in here. Because if I run out of grease at the end of the month and I need some grease and this is the only grease that's left, I'll strain the grease through, a paper towel and a strainer and go and cook with that grease until next time. Because I can't afford to lose nothing. I can't afford to waste no money. So I have to do what I have to do to maintain me. I know I can do some ghetto ass shit, but it's all in the name of the love of me, because ain't nobody gonna love me the way I love me, and ain't nobody gonna take care of me the way I take care of me. And unfortunately, when you dealing with Medicare, which is insurance through the government for poor people, or Medicaid, which is insurance through the government for poor people at the state level, where Medicare is at the federal level. And really, Medicare and Social Security and SSD should never be considered as an entitlement program, because you have to work and apply into it to get out of it. And it's not like something, you start working and they take money out and they say, well, do you want to take some money out and put it towards your Social Security? They automatically snatch that shit. Do you want to take some money out for your Medicare? Well, what's Medicare? Medicare is insurance for when you get elderly and can no longer work, then you only pay a percentage, or if you're poor, then you don't pay nothing. But, you get your medicines through it and your medical supplies and whatever you need. So, that's not something that we are educated about. So therefore, we don't really know. We just know it's money coming out of our check. And that's what it is. Money coming out your check for a long period of time. If you get SSI, you barely ever worked. And they really want you off the welfare. So they're trying to kick you off of county money and put you on state money. It's the same pain in the ass problem. But, you know, you got to live. So you got to do what you got to do. So anyhow, you got to do some things from Social Security, whether it's Social Security SSI, Social Security SSD, or Social Security SSA. You got to do some things from Social Security. Now, Social Security SSA, that's usually basically when you retire, when you get over retirement age, 66, 69, 67, 70. I don't know. It was one of them for my age group, being born at 64. But, that's one thing, you know, and you still might have to pay for it depending on how high your money is. Then it's the difference. You got the low paying one for the low paying people that ain't got shit. And, you know, you go to the doctor and they pay 80% and you got to get Medicaid to pay the 20%. A lot of these doctors don't want to take the Medicaid part, even though they're listed up under that insurance. So, you know, it's a mental game that you pay. So you got to go to your doctors and constantly go to the doctors. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how everybody else go to the doctor. I know I go to doctors a lot. I go a lot. Some months I don't go at all, but ooh, when I go, I go. And I have to put up with everybody's opinions and everybody's suggestions. I really don't give a damn because I'm still going to do what I want to do. But whatever. And most of these medications you take, they'll say, here, take this, or this will help you with this, and that. And they give you less pain, and it'll do this, and it'll do that. But they don't tell you the side effects of it. Every drug they give you that is giving you something good is some side effects along with it, too. Sometimes you'll experience it, and sometimes you won't. And everybody's side effects is different, you know. So, I don't know what to tell you. But I do know that mixing oil and bay leaves together is a holistic way of taking care of yourself. It's a clean way of taking care of yourself and working at the pain, because they don't give you anything to take the pain away completely, because they don't want you to be completely out of pain. They want you to be where your pain is manageable. So they want you to be halfway good. They don't want you to be all the way good. But, you know, you're going to do what you got to do to get to where you got to get to. I don't care who you are. You're going to do what you got to do to get to where you got to get to. And whatever it is what it is, you know. But either way, you just got to learn some other things. So I'm about to show you something else in another video of what I do. That's a holistic manner. So I'll be back soon. Until next time, toodles!